and I'm doing this presentation for the Emertxe Master Internship B4. My name is Chetan A, and my email ID is achetan777@gmail.com. And I have been interned for the duration of 4 weeks for the full stack web development in the morning, and it is mentorship by the Webstack Academy. And we will go through the internship overview, which consists of modules which are covered are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and website working for various tasks, and React.js, Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB, and building a full Mon project. Our internship goal includes develop full stack development skills and learn from front-end plus back-end integration, understand architecture and deployment, and build scalable real-world projects. These are the internship goals. At first, we can think like, what is full stack? Full stack is nothing but everything, which includes front-end, back-end, and also the database. Front-end is like how it looks to us, and back-end is how it works. And the database is like which just stores the data, and front-end handles UI, okay, and back-end handles the server logics, which bridges client server, which enables independent end-to-end development. Front-end overview. For the front-end overview, includes HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. The HTML is a basic, and it is like a skeleton, like a structure, which gives only the structure, and CSS provides the designing and styles to our structure. And the JavaScript provides the interactivity, and it is like a brain of the front end, okay? And for the React includes component state and JSX, which enhances the usability of HTML, and we can reuse the components like on backend overview. We use Node.js, Express.js, MongoDB, and REST APIs. Node.js is used for runtime, and Express.js is for server framework, and MongoDB is for database, and REST API is communication. Think like how website works. When a user or the client enters any URL in any kind of browser, it sends an HTTP request, that is the GET request, to the server, and in response to that, the server sends the response to the browser, which will includes HTML, CSS, and JS like JavaScript. That shows how website feels seen. That is mentioned here, which when the user enters URL, the DNS resolves IP, okay, and then the browser requests the server to send the information, and the server responds with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and the browser render the pages. At first, we can go with the HTML basics, which is very basic, and we built many structures, and every web developer will learn and start with HTML only, and we used many things like tags, elements, links, images, tables, forms, and structure pages, and build some silly websites also. Using CSS, we built the styling for the HTML pages we built, and it includes the selector, box model, margin, padding, border, and external CSS. Especially we use the box model, which is very important for the CSS people, and we also learned the inline CSS, external CSS, and others. And we learned JavaScript ESX, which include destructing spread operators, arrow function, and promises. In our project also, we use arrow function and promises for various tasks. What does the Mustang mean? Means M means MongoDB, E means Express, R means React, N means Node.js. MongoDB is the database. Express is the backend framework, and React is the UI layer, and Node.js is the server environment. We can imagine like Mern as the raw materials which are used to build home. Like that, we are using Mern as the raw materials to build our websites and application. We will go through the React.js overview. Okay, React.js React.js consists of components, props, and states on virtual DOM and JSX, and it is also unidirectional data flow. Why React.js is preferred over other like HTML means it is easy to use and it consists of seamless updates, and it has also many developer tools, and it has virtual DOM and reusable components, and it is also open source. By using Monster, we built a project named HomelyHub, which is for the accommodation booking platform, which provides Airbnb-like experience where users can search, filter, and book stays. Hosts can list properties. For example, if anybody wants to reside in Bangalore, they can search by applying filters and uh, features that they need, and they can book by also by paymenting. The project architecture includes React Frontend, Express API, Node Server, and MongoDB. Redux is used for the state management in our project also. Industry page is used for the communication. And front-end architecture includes components and pages, routing, Axios calls, and state management using Redux. That is, components and pages are built using a React components, and routing is necessary for the how the URL needs to change and from which page to which page it needs to move. And Axios calls are very important, and the state management is done by the Redux. And the backend architecture includes routes, controllers, middleware, and database models, and authentication model. These are all necessary for the security and authentication purpose and database connectivity and API calls also. Now the database schema, where database schema includes user collection, properties collection, booking collection, and payments. This is for our project, where the properties list can be provided and user collections like user credential will be stored, and bookings collection like who books which stay, and we can also make payments. Our project's features includes user authentication when during login and sign up, and filters and search during the searching of the stays. View listings and details. After booking, they can view their listing and details also. And booking system. They can book which stays they want, and user profiles. They can also see their profiles and change password, and it is also integrated by payment integration, and it has responsive design. Implementation overview is how we implemented this project means first we started with the front-end pages, and next we built backend APIs, and at third we built MongoDB database, and at last we integrated all of them. And challenges we faced is the core issue, API errors, and state inconsistencies, database validation, and deployment hurdles. Uh, Even though these are the main errors, we also felt like some typo errors and comma errors, and others. Key learnings. What we learned from this internship is the full Mern workflow. How does it works? And also the REST API development. And we also learned about the state management that we didn't learn in our college days. And debugging the real world issues. We learned how to debug the issues and how to work in a real world. The conclusion includes we successfully built a full stack development application which strengthened our practical engineering skills and ready for real world development roles. Thank you.